Hey guys, it's Athena149 here, talking about dyslexias, or disabilities as most people call them. I don't like to call them disabilities, I'd like to call them superpowers. With my dyslexia, I can make things funny when I read it. What does that say? It does not say flabba-jabba, I know that. D-Y-S-L-E-X. Okay. Meaning, you're not stupid, but you can't do stuff. Here's your phone back. Welcome to another video. Could I dress any more vibrant? Do any of you remember my video called Dyslexia Solved in a Yeah? Cause I sure do. I rewatched the video and I was a really passionate kid now, wasn't I? So I rewatched the video to help me write this script. So there will probably be clips flashing back to that and stuff. It's very different because I think I was about 16 did that video. So my hair is long and I look like a dork. Now my hair is short and I look like a dork. I think one of the first things I covered was the definition of dyslexia, and I said something like, meaning you're not stupid, but you can't do stuff. Here's your phone back. It means you have a learning disability but you can't do things or whatever. No, I just didn't read it right. Definition of dyslexia I'll put right here, but basically it's just a learning disability. That's all it is. It's just a learning disability, and I'll cover it later, but just because it's a learning disability doesn't mean that you're not able to do things. It's just you gotta work around it. So one of the first things I think I covered, or at least I wrote down, is that glasses tricked my brain. What helps me read are these bad boys. I wear different ones, not these. I look like Clark Kent, not Clark Kent. I'm Clark Kent. These trick my brain and help me read straight. I probably look like a nerd with these on. It's true, my grandpa actually still brags that I figured this out. One, I always wanted to wear glasses, and now I have poor eyesight, so I have to wear glasses. These are the glasses I wear. I'm not wearing them now because, as you can see, the ring light reflects off of them. And no, I don't wear contacts because touching my eyes freak me out. Glasses very much did trick my brain into focusing and be able to read words straight, because with dyslexia the stereotype is true of like the words jump, the words mix and mumble. That's usually when the font isn't great. Like Comic Sans, 100% I can read that fine, as much as it is a cringy font. But I can still read it pretty well. And wow, I guess I whipped out the Percy Jackson book. This book! Thank you, Rick Riordan, or Rick Riordan. He wrote this book. It is about a boy named Percy Jackson. He has dyslexia. He's 12. That's when we kind of found out I had dyslexia, and I had a hard time reading, and my teachers didn't really know how to treat it, except for my 5th grade teacher. She was awesome, Mrs. Clark.
You weren't 12.
I don't know ages nowadays.
I was in 4th grade 4 years ago. You were like 9.
Cut this out.
You were 9.
Maybe, I was 9. To 12, I really understood that I had it. My parents, when I was younger, like 5, maybe? It was one Easter, they gave me this book series, and I didn't like reading. I thought it was stupid. And now look at me. I'm insane. I read this now, because I saw the movies. Don't do that with this series. And I was like, oh, I might as well read the books. Nothing alike. The only thing that is the same is their names.
In the first movie, the second movie.
The second movie, kinda, but Kronos doesn't come in the second movie. But that's a different rant.
They just wanted to speed up the series. They're just like, who cares about the rest of the books? Let's do it.
Let's just do the prophecy now. I mean, yes, it's very much true. Percy Jackson, like the book series, helped me see me in something, in a form of media that wasn't conveyed as if you have dyslexia, you're stupid. Because in a lot of American media, and I guess I'm making this stand, but in a lot of American media, it's always conveyed that learning disabilities, you're stupid and you're worthless, which sucks Percy Jackson is very much an outlier because Uncle Rick has a dyslexic kid, so he knew it firsthand. A lot of writers, it's like when siblingless writers write siblings and it's like, hey bro, hey sis, they just don't get it because they don't have the experience of having siblings. And in this case, a lot of media people don't have the experience of someone who has dyslexia, and they only go off of what they know, and what they know is that they're stupid. You are not stupid. I had to deal with this as a kid. I always thought I was stupid, and I'm still healing from that. And it's very difficult to come out on the other side when you're brought up in a media that conveys you in a way that is unkind. It's very hard to heal and grow from that. But you are not stupid. You just think differently. And this goes for all learning disabilities, not just dyslexia. I have dyslexia. That's why I'm taking the stand to talk about it once again. I was 9 or I was 12 when I read the Percy Jackson books. I think that was debated in the video. I greatly related to Annabeth because she has dyslexia, but she's still smart. That's just incredible to see. Unlike American media, British media, they always convey dyslexia as something that is not wrong with you. At least from what I've seen. From in Doctor Who and the show Father Brown, both of those are things that they conveyed it as something that just made you unique. And it does. It makes you unique. You just think differently. Your mind works differently than everybody else's. And we live in a society where you have to fit in this box. And if you don't fit in this box, you are automatically like wrong. You're like vile, you're evil. And that's not true. Just because you don't fit in the box doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you if you don't fit in the box that society put up. That was essentially the theme of the video, that like basically what the soapbox I'm standing on right now is that the theme of the video was that dyslexia and other mental disabilities or learning disabilities are often viewed as problems. They're not really problems. Because if they are problems, that insinuates that they can be fixed. What I wrote is that they're not problems because calling them problems insinuate that they can be fixed. How our brains are wired cannot be fixed, but they can be worked with. Dyslexia itself is not a problem, but it is a hurdle. How my mom and I like to describe our brains is that it's like a mass ball of wires. Like, you know, tangled wires when you leave your chargers in a drawer for too long and they get tangled up together by some magic. It's like that. And some of the wires are a little bit exposed, so there's just a little bit of a disconnect. Dyslexia is not a problem, but a hurdle. And with hurdles, we can learn to jump over them to continue our path. You can't really walk around a hurdle. That's ignoring and pretending whatever you're going through doesn't exist. It's honestly not healthy if you walk around hurdles. You have to jump over hurdles. I used to be in track, which I say used to be, I was in it for a year and I was in like 4th or 5th grade. When you jump over the hurdles, in the track game, you're confined to your space. You cannot walk around or go around those hurdles in track. You have to jump over them. Sometimes you hit it, and that's okay. That just means you need more practice and you need to rework with your tools. That is a-okay. And eventually, you will jump over that hurdle and be able to work with yourself instead of against yourself. What I put was, we must train and learn to jump over the hurdle. We can work with the hurdle and continue the track down of life. This is a reminder. Sometimes we're our own hurdles. We get in our own way. We are our own hurdle in a sense, is what it says. But the goal is not to surpass yourself. The goal is to be able to link arms with yourself and continue on this journey together. The goal is to be able to work with yourself. Because with my dyslexia, there was a moment of time where I would try to battle myself, that I wouldn't want to work with my dyslexia. I had this longing to be normal, and let's be honest, I still long to be normal. But that's not really realistic. What is normal? Really, what is normal? Is it the box that society put? Because I don't want to be in that box anymore. I learned to work with my dyslexia so I could become my own sense of normal. And I'm not saying I'm some kind of superhero, even though I still say, I said in the video that like having dyslexia is like a superpower. It somewhat is, and I'm not trying to stand on a pedestal like I'm better than anyone. I'm not better than anyone. I'm not even a little bit better than anyone. I want people to be able to love themselves. I want people to be the most comfortable with themselves. Because I know how it is to be uncomfortable with yourself and wishing to be someone else, when really being yourself is the most beautiful thing you can do. Remember, we are all but stardust. In the video, there was a story about a 4th grade teacher. I guess I'll put that in here. I remember in 4th grade, my teacher, Bob, I'm gonna say, Bob.
Mr. Bob.
Mr. Bob. I had problems with math, and I always struggled with 6 times 7.
Sorry, I am like freaking out right now. I remember this story.
How I remembered 6 times 7, it was 42. I remembered it was like 2, 4, 6, 7. But with dyslexia, you can sometimes switch the numbers. And words. You can also switch words. Like when I see a word search, people are like, ugh, they're so hard. They can either be easy for me or it looks like what I read every day. So we're doing like the speed round. I'm not good in like fast situations, so I'm probably gonna be awful if we play Five Nights at Freddy's. So it was like a time thing, like da 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 48, da 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 82 or something, and like it was my turn and I knew what my problem was. I was really confident, and it was like 6 times 7. I was like 24. My teacher goes, class, let's all tell Michaela what the answer is. And everyone went 42. Okay, I don't know how you're supposed to teach, but that's not how you do it. I felt so stupid, and I felt like I couldn't do anything. It was the 42 story where how I come up with 42 is, hey, broski, what the heck? Okay, here we go. So 6 times 7 is 42, I believe. And that's how I would figure it out. And then how she went with basically embarrassing me is not okay. And I very much still agree with my past self. That's not how you teach. Public humiliation is not a way of teaching. That is not okay. I was still slow and I had a hard time learning. Embarrassing me in front of my peers and some of my friends was not okay and is never a right way to teach. And this is not a stand against teachers. My dad is a teacher. I just disagree with that form of teaching, of like public humiliation. That's not okay, because that damages more than it fixes. Because I was in 4th grade, right? So I was like 8 or 9, or no, I was 10 or 11, 9, 10. I'm 22 now and it still sticks with me. That's how much like small stuff like that, like I'm pretty sure my classmates probably have forgotten about that, but to the person who hurt, it still sticks with you. Because now, since then, I always viewed myself as an idiot because I couldn't get it right like everybody else in my class. Like, that's not okay. I like how I don't look at the script and I say basically what I want to say. Because I said embarrassment at that age really sticks with you because it can define you. I, to this day, now struggle with feeling stupid because teachers didn't show how to teach me. Very much now, I feel like I have to over-explain my points to become understandable to people. It's something I very much am still working on, but like I've been saying, it's just a hurdle to jump over. Even in a lot of friendships now, I feel like I'm being talked down to, and that's why I avoid telling people I have dyslexia, because as soon as I tell them, they then start treating me like I'm a child. It hurts when people who you bond with immediately start talking down to you like you're a kid as soon as you tell them like something very personal, and that's not okay. It's very much harder for me to open up to people and make friends because as soon as I tell them personal stuff like that, there is an immediate change, and I hate that so much. I've talked about it on my Instagram story. If you don't follow me on my Instagram, I talk about it there too. I went on a whole rant of like how I hate that when I tell people I have dyslexia, there's an immediate change. Like, just because I had dyslexia doesn't mean you can talk down to me. Just because I have a learning disability and I don't understand things right away, you don't get to talk down to me. Like, that's not okay. A little bit ago, I worked in an elementary school for like a year. They didn't have me for the next semester. Very much now, at least the school that I worked at, they are now taking into consideration more learning disabilities, which is great. That's fantastic. Do I wish I had it when I was a kid? Absolutely. But I'm so glad that the next generation has that they're seen and that they can just be able to learn things the way they learn. In the video, my sister said something because she was behind the camera. I think on the same camera, but I'm not sure. But she was behind the camera making sure everything was running smoothly. Of course, now I know how to do my backgrounds better. Writer, yes.
I just want to say, for any people who are watching this who don't have dyslexia but have siblings who have dyslexia, don't make fun of them for it.
At her.
Yeah, I don't have dyslexia, but she's my sister, she does. And I'd never try to make fun of her for it. I always try to somewhat help her with it. And I try not to be like the person just like, oh yeah, she can't read properly because she's dyslexic.
And then
I try not to rub it in her face.
Glasses and I'm like, I'm Superman.
But just like encourage them, help them if you can. And encourage them to be like, if they're just like, they're going through a book that they can't read, just encourage them to go through it. Maybe help them with reading it. You don't know. What if you have a younger sibling who has a trouble time reading because of dyslexia and they just got it? Help them through it and help them.
Also, my sister said, if you have a sibling who has dyslexia, don't make fun of them for it. My sister's awesome. And she's right. It's never okay to make fun of someone for their disability. And if we're being perfectly honest, it's only okay for us to make fun of ourselves. That came out wrong. It's not okay for others to tease you about your disability, but I'm allowed to make all the dyslexic jokes I want because I'm dyslexic. Like, I am allowed. You can't, because if you say it, you'll come off as a jerk and that you're insulting me. And that's not just me being sensitive, that's just in general. You shouldn't make fun of people regardless. I hate teasing. I hate it. I think it's stupid. I don't care if it's a form of love or if it's a joke. I don't think teasing's okay. That's just me. Like, it's not great to be the butt of someone else's joke. Only I can be the butt of my own joke. I can't even get that. I never try to make fun of other people because I was bullied. So I know how it feels to feel the end of the bullying and the making fun. It's not great. So I would never want to inflict that on somebody, teasing or otherwise. I guess in the video I say that I struggle with math. I still do. I knew math was a hurdle, but I wasn't going to give up on that because I love math. Like, as much as it's difficult, I love math. It's like a riddle waiting to be solved, and I love riddles. I didn't want to push it aside because I didn't want to get in my own way and push it aside because I would be more upset with myself if I gave up on it. So my last math class, like, ever was statistics. I never understood statistics even when I was homeschooled. It's a blocking in my brain, and it's just hard for me to put the numbers together in a way that makes sense. And the only person who made it make sense was my manager at the place I work. She was awesome. I was like, oh my god, where were you? It was an online class, but even then my professor wouldn't take the time to help me. And there isn't a lot they could have done other than like one-on-one stuff. But I emailed them asking, like, is there any extra credit to do so I can help myself understand this subject better and that I can bring my grade up a little bit. They literally, and my dad's a witness because I showed him the email, they literally emailed me back in all caps saying, did you even try to learn the problems? Another thing, what happened to email etiquette? I was raised that you have to be like, hello, dear blah blah blah. I would like to talk about this with all the perfect grammar, perfect sentences. Sincerely, your name. I do that all the time with my professors, and they are like, one sentence, done. I'm like, you're older than me. Why aren't you following the email etiquette? And if my professor yelling at me in email isn't discouraging, I don't know what is. My dad, unfortunately, also struggled with statistics, and he's a freaking math teacher. So we both had to learn, and I got a passing grade, so yay. I wrote, often people, and it feels like a lot now, okay? So it's like, often people, and it feels like a lot now, that if something gets hard, that they give up and just move on to the next thing. Don't do that. Don't do that. That isn't good. You can't quit a job because you think you did something wrong or somebody gave you constructive criticism. You can't just up and leave something because you were challenged slightly. And like I said earlier, I knew that if I gave up on something, that I would be more mad at myself in the future. I just would be so upset with myself that if I gave up on it, I just would be so mad at myself if I just was slightly challenged and be like, I'm not doing this ever again because I'm not great at it right away. That's not how life works. You have to adapt and change and grow in order to survive. And college is very much a big thing that people feel like is a challenge. And if you dropped out of college, that's fine. It works out for you. If you dropped out, that's fine. That's how you do it. I'm not saying you gave up or that you're a loser. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that for me, I could never do that. I would be too mad at myself afterwards. So I'm going to keep going until there's a big enough reason for me to leave, and until then I'm staying. And because I didn't quit, I now have A's and B's in most of my classes. And in my I hate, why did I write this down? I hate bragging. And it says, I think 2019, I was on the dean's list for like the fall semester. And I am in the honor society in my college. Hold on, I have the pin over here because I'm a nerd. I'm in the honor society because I'm so darn big brain. It's not even a little bit focused there. No, focus on it. Focus on me. But yeah, because I didn't give up, I was able to reap the rewards I sowed, or whatever, however that saying goes. And they're not really like that big of a thing to me. They're very meaningless to me. I'm just like, cool, a reward for doing great. That's cool, I guess. I am dyslexic and I am smart. Those things aren't mutually exclusive. Those things aren't mutually exclusive. I just think differently. You are allowed to always think outside the box. If we stayed in our box, like if we always stayed in the box, we would not adapt as human beings. We would not change. We would not grow. We would stay stuck in our little stagnant little lives and nothing would change. And that's not how we work. We humans are ever changing, ever growing, ever living. If we stay in our box and don't adapt, we die. That was very morbid, but that's why I always say get out of the box so we can provide good, positive change. How long ago did I upload that video? Yeah, here it is. That was 6 years ago. It's 2023. 2017, so I was 16. Well, actually, hold on, I privated some videos. But from here, it's the fifth video uploaded. My hair is a mess. But yeah, I still stand with a lot of what I said, but as I am a person and I'm a human, I have adapted and changed. So I don't agree with everything I said, but I agree with the message I was trying to convey. If you still want to view dyslexia and learning disabilities as a superpower, go for it, go ahead. I think that I was cringy when I was 16, so, and many people agreed with me and bullied me online. There's nothing wrong with you if you have a disability or learning disability or anything. There's nothing wrong with you if you don't fit the box that society put up. I just want that to be the message of today. On a different note, I'm trying to do things. I have a Ko-Fi account and I'm going to be selling prints off of there. So I'm going to be hopefully doing that eventually. Expect more vlogs in the future, hopefully. I don't have a good vlogging camera, so it might not be everything that's fantastic. I guess big announcement time, I guess. I want to do a Zelda cosplay from Tears of the Kingdom, but I don't have the money because I'm going on a trip soon and I'm bad at saving. I have a Ko-Fi account and there's a fundraiser going on right now that of my Zelda cosplay. If you could even donate just a little bit, that'd be awesome, but that's only if you want to see me cosplay Zelda. I'm not forcing anybody to do it, but it's there and it exists. But I just think it would be super fun to cosplay Zelda. Out of it, you would get prints and like physical prints that people can buy and I can ship them to you, and a skit video would come out of Tears of the Kingdom Zelda, and I could do like a behind the scenes video that I want to do with the Flight of Miss Peacock of like showing you the storyboards and the scripts and stuff. So I would really like to do that for you guys because I think that would be really fun. Comment below if there's any videos you would like me to do, if there's any video games you would like me to play. I'm going to be trying to get a gaming computer, so I do want to be doing more gaming content, so please comment below any games you would like to see from me. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to talk about, so be sure to watch my other videos. I really appreciate you guys listening and watching these. You guys have a great day and have courage and stay safe. See ya, Tiger Lilies. I'll see you guys in the next video. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, comment what you think about dyslexia, or if you have a superpower, as I'm gonna call them now. Tell me what they are in the comments. Subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'm Superman. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. How's my face? Does my face look nice? I'm wearing makeup. Wow, at least for me, you can see every detail. Disgusting.